It is the Riot Podcast. Happy Friday, January 28th. This is the first day in 2 weeks you get to hear not just a bit of Nikki, you get to hear Nikki for the entire show.
Yay! I thought it was good I come in just on a Friday, just finish up the week strong.
Well, it's a Friday, so it's basically the weekend. Today's show hardly even counts. It's just a test show, really.
Hey, I'm glad I made it, though. I had been, me along with a lot of other people had COVID. Thankfully, it wasn't, I didn't have most symptoms, so it wasn't bad, but then everybody just kept getting sick, so I had to just keep staying away from Hudson.
Yeah, right. We don't want to get Chris, our engineer, he was also one of the people that got it, and he was saying that
he had the worst.
He did have the worst, for sure, and he was saying that everybody here basically now has been through it. Except for me, so now I'm the one, I should be quarantining from all of you guys. Or I should just get it just so that we can all do whatever we want.
Well, I am still suspicious of Isaiah because Isaiah has been like, he thinks he had it. And it wasn't really like he actually tested it.
Yeah,
so
and that was a long time ago, too. And we've seen tons and tons and tons of people that not only have, either been vaccinated or say they had it and did have it, or even both, and still wind up catching the new variant. So, it's whoever knows. But you know what? He's never tested positive. Sydney and I have never gotten it, as far as we know. So we're still on edge about it.
Well, I was positively positive, even though, again, like I said, I hardly had any symptoms. So that was good. But it is good to be back today. Well, and thank you to Isaiah and Hudson for keeping the podcast going.
It's good to have you back, and it was good. One of the things we talk about in the show today is it's good that we had you here so we could talk about Minnie Mouse's new look, even though you missed out on getting to talk about the green M&M earlier this week, because that was obviously big news as well.
Well, it seems like everybody is changing the appearance to look like what they think a more modern look would be. And Erin texted, and she kind of made a good point. She was just kind of like, why does a pantsuit have to be one way and a dress have to be another?
Yeah.
When I think that's a good point for the Minnie Mouse tracksuit. You can just wear whatever.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
It's really weird, but it was so predictable, especially with the M&M, and then I'm sure with Minnie too, because this is newer news, but I'm sure we'll see it. It'll be... some people are gonna be very proud, and they're gonna be like, "Look how progressive this is! Finally, Minnie moving in, and the green M&M becoming more modern women." And then there's the other people that are like, "How this is slap in the face to all of womanhood everywhere," as if anybody cared about, especially the M&M. Who even noticed the M&M's outfit before?
True,
or her shoes.
Well, it's also, to me, this is the part. This is how I am. I always think, well, the guys who are running, not like guys just as in men, but the people that run the advertising for M&M's and the people that run advertising for Disney, they're just doing this because, they're not doing it for a revolution. No, I don't feel like they're doing it for the right reasons.
I think they're trying, especially with the M&M. Well, for both of them, you could have easily just left them as is. There wasn't anything wrong with what they were wearing, but there also isn't anything more right about what they're wearing now. Although it just does, especially with Minnie, it is kind of outdated what she used to wear, but it wasn't because it was wrong. It was just not what people wear nowadays. So I don't know why
I didn't look for
going to pick up so much traction as such a big deal when it shouldn't be.
People like to make a big deal about everything, but I don't take my fashion advice from M&Ms or mice, so I'm okay.
You're fine. Well, also in the podcast today, we have a few questions for Nikki of stuff that she might have missed out on while Isaiah was filling in. We talk a lot of a new pizza from Pizza Hut. We get to talk a little bit of football, but we already talked about the games earlier this week. So we talk about Big Ben of the Steelers retiring, and there's some Lucky Charms talk. There's a lot of good stuff. So we had a fun show.
Well, wait till Monday. Yeah. Because when Isaiah comes back, we all have some things to talk about.
Oh, yeah. We've all been harboring issues that can only be addressed when all three of us are in the room.
That's right. Well, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, or whatever day you're listening to the podcast. We appreciate you listening.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Store at room temperature? Now that they can do. The Riot RadioU.
Well, there's a big announcement yesterday coming from the NFL, and that is that Big Ben Roethlisberger has officially declared what we knew he was going to declare for a while now, and that is that he is retiring. His career is over, Nikki.
I was wondering, since I thought, we had all talked about like his final games and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was his lead and he was already, pretty obvious about retiring.
Right.
So when I saw that this morning, I was like, well, okay, so he just never really officially said.
Yeah, he didn't announce it in the season, so I don't know. I mean, it was clear if you watched how he has played that it was about time for him to hang it up. But
how old is he?
Did he just turn 40 or is he about to turn 40? In March, he turns 40.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was clear if you watched him play, it was time for him to go. But I don't know exactly what he said prior to these last few games of the season.
He said goodbye. It's time to go.
Yeah, right. He said everything except I'm retiring, and now he's actually said it. So the career is over. He got a couple Super Bowl wins, very, very impressive from what I would say start to finish. Again, at the end of it wasn't like he was the best in the league anymore, but he still did some good stuff. He still got out there and toughed it out every week this past couple seasons. So that's saying something.
I knew who he was, so he must have been.
Yeah.
You don't have to be. Sometimes what's that old thing where like you shouldn't be number one, but like, if you're second or third or fourth, like you'll have just a great career. You're no Tom Brady, but like you're still great. So that's good for him.
Yeah, and he came around. I guess anybody who has played football since Tom Brady showed up, it's just a tough time because if you want to be considered the best, you got to be compared to him, where previously Big Ben probably would have been viewed a little differently.
If there was no Brady.
Yeah, without Brady, it would be like, wow, he was really up there for one of the absolute best of his time. But he still had a really, really good run. And, Nikki, he was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Sure.
There are some rumors swirling.
Who's going to take his place?
Yeah, you know who might take his place?
Don't say Tom Brady.
Oh, no, not Tom Brady.
Okay, then who? Is it you?
It's Aaron Rodgers. So almost me. Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers aren't the favorite for where he might wind up, but they are in the conversation.
Well, I know Steelers fans are like tried and true, like they're good fans, so I guess that would be a good place to go.
Yeah, I think as if I want to support Aaron Rodgers in his future endeavors that maybe don't involve Green Bay, I think Pittsburgh, being with the Steelers, would be one of the best places he could wind up. He's got almost everything he needs there. You
feel like if he moved over to the Steelers, then we would have Hudson, the Steelers fan?
Would I be wearing a Steelers hat all the time? I don't know, but would I be supporting him if he wasn't playing the Packers?
Maybe.
I think I probably would. And you know what? It would be easy to support because, again, I think they probably wind up winning a lot of games.
Aaron Rodgers, just be aware that you got to give Hudson a heads up because, that's changing his whole wardrobe. Like, he's got a lot of Packers stuff. So you have to be aware that it might be a transition over into Steelers wear if you're moving over there.
Yeah, I'm going to need some warning so that I can prepare that one. But
you need new jerseys.
Yes. Well, maybe people will just send them to me. They've been doing that here.
You can trade them out.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki just pointed out to me a story that Isaiah and I didn't have a chance to get to earlier this week. And that is that there's a new limited edition Lucky Charms.
Ooh, are we fans of Lucky Charms, everybody? Or are we just meh about it?
Yeah, text in and let us know how you feel. Here's what I feel. So the new edition of Lucky Charms, have they done this before where it turns your milk green?
Maybe not intentionally. Like,
sure.
I don't know. I don't eat enough Lucky Charms to know, like, how does that change the milk color? But they're doing a limited edition green milk turn Lucky Charms that will be available actually right around this time. They say you might be able to find it.
I guess it's for leading up to St. Patrick's Day in March, of course. It says but here's before I get to that. My feeling is, do we feel like maybe Lucky Charms has to pull a kind of stunt like this where they're not changing anything about the cereal, the taste of it?
Yeah.
They're not coming up with a new flavor. They're just pulling a gimmick out with the green milk because they're not good enough on their own. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. And there's also, I think, limitations as to what Lucky Charms can like collab with and stuff. Because I feel like there's not a whole lot of really interesting new versions of it that are being released, but they came up with something at least.
They're kind of always known for not doing new flavors, but doing new different marshmallows. That's just their thing to try. That's how they compete and get attention, because they can't create a cereal that tastes good enough on its own to get attention that way.
Don't we all feel like we hear Hudson's words loud and clear?
Yeah, you know what? And it's not even the marshmallows. The marshmallows, I say they're being held back.
Oh, it's just the cereal part?
The cereal part. The cat food, as we've always called it. I think that's
kitty litter.
Yeah, it just needs to be left behind if the Lucky Charm marshmallows really want to soar. And there's so many other cereals they could pair up with and have a lot more success. You know, it always comes back to Aaron Rodgers. They're like Aaron Rodgers. They just need to leave the marshmallows are the real MVP, and they need to leave the rest of the team behind and find a new team that will support them better.
Hey, all right, Lucky Charms is saying, whoa, hang on, it's just cereal.
Yeah.
But what you want to look for if you're interested in these, it's like a big green box, and it says, hey, turn your milk green.
Yeah.
So that's the one that they're doing in honor of St. Patrick's Day.
You can't miss it. And it's surprising, man. This is this inflation, Nikki? It says the suggested retail price is $4.73. That feels like a lot.
Well,
that's not even a family size box.
First off, it's magic. I mean, you're really spending extra money on. They went all out in the science department where they got this to turn the milk green. That means they didn't protect like the dye of the marshmallows. So I don't know. $4.73. That feels like that's how much cereal is.
Yeah, I guess at least name brand.
Sure.
You know? But I don't know. I just think when all these other cereals are out there, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they're coming up with new flavors that taste great on their own. That's a great example. Lucky Charms, they're just turning the milk green.
I love it.
It's not really improving your actual taste experience.
Sure.
It's just a little gimmick for you.
Well, Hudson, you're like, generic Lucky Charms have been turning your milk green since day one.
Yeah, that's right.
But now you want the official one.
Intentional or not. I want, I'm glad that they're doing this, I guess. At least they're trying something. But I just want to see more Lucky Charm collabs is what I want.
Well, let's see. We're still in that like New Year thing, so there might be more coming later.
There's an opportunity for sure.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
I don't know if you saw this story while you were out, and that is earlier this week, Elon Musk. He tweeted out that he would eat a Happy Meal live on TV if McDonald's started accepting Dogecoin as payment.
Oh,
did you see that?
I did not. Or wait, is Elon Musk too good for a Happy Meal?
Yeah, I guess, right?
Is that what he's saying? Like he won't eat it?
He would never eat I mean, he is an adult.
Sure.
So I guess that's one thing. But after he said that, McDonald's said, well, we'll start accepting Dogecoin if you at Tesla start accepting Grimace Coin, which at the time did not exist. I mean, again, you could say that none of these crypto coins exist, but there was literally not a crypto coin called Grimace Coin.
Now, Grimace is which one?
He's the big purple one.
Okay, so it's his own cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and I said when Isaiah and I talked about this on the show, I said, you guarantee if it hasn't happened already, somebody is going to make a Grimace Coin.
Sure.
And sure enough, you know what you can get now?
You can now get a Grimace Coin?
You can get a Grimace Coin.
At McDonald's?
No, not at McDonald's. I don't think it's officially endorsed, but it might put them in a tough spot, especially if Elon Musk is like, you can use this Grimace Coin at Tesla. Then McDonald's will really be in a tough spot.
I think that's kind of why, I love cryptocurrency. Like, I'm all for that, and like cash or like old ways to pay.
Yeah.
But it is hard to believe in a form of currency when you're like, well, yeah, I'll just start a new one right now.
Yeah, it
real
is.
quick.
And listen to this. So one of the Grimace coins, and that is, you heard correctly, there's not just one Grimace coin that somebody made. There are perhaps dozens of different people. All because, I mean, you know how it goes, though. As soon as somebody hears McDonald's do that, they're like, one, this is a money-making opportunity. Two, it's a joke. So I'm going to make a Grimace coin. And a bunch of people had the same exact thought process. They all made a Grimace coin, but at least one of them went up 285,000% since it was created.
Really?
So if you had a penny right? A penny of Grimace coin, like the moment that it launched, what would that be worth now? $2,850, right?
I don't know. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, because you just move the decimal point.
Sure.
Or something. It would be, even if it was only $285, that'd still be a really good return on your investment, on your penny investment.
Well, I never know anyone who cashes out any of their cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So everybody always says, well, yeah,
definitely not now because
it's growing.
They've lost so much money on it.
True, that's
except
true.
for Grimace coin.
They say that normal like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, they say it's in a rut. So like there's just it has gone down and it's it goes back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
But Grimace coin, maybe if you're really want to support McDonald's.
It might be the future. Grimace coin. I mean, if McDonald's gets on board, it's going through the moon.
Well,
you know that.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. But I will take McDonald's. I'll take a Happy Meal.
You know what'll suck though? You put $1 in Grimace coin now, and then it goes back down 285,000%. Then you'll be in a real bad spot.
And somehow you start to turn purple, and you get a little bloated, and you start looking like the Grimace guy.
Yeah. Oh, we don't want that.
We've got an archive of everything stupid the Riot has ever said at your fingertips. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Coming up next week, we are going to get an announcement from the Washington football team about what their team name is going to be.
Listen, Hudson, I don't believe it. I feel like we've been hearing this for years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's been that long, but for everybody who is trying to change their name or going to or needed to, it feels like it's been forever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's been, I don't know if it's been 2 entire years, but it's been 2 football seasons since they actually had a real name. They've been the Washington football team this past year and the year before, so it's been a while, but they have...
Why don't they just stay with it then?
Some people thought that they might, and I guess there's still technically a chance that they can, but yeah, I mean, it's hard to cheer for a football team, isn't it?
No, it is what it is. It's calling it what it is.
You know what? It's hard to cheer for them, and it doesn't matter what their name is because they're not very good.
It doesn't matter. No one's cheering, so you don't even have to worry about
it. That's right. They're not good. They don't have good leadership, as we can tell, and so it doesn't matter what their name is. But we seem to have some indication of what it might be. Now they're trying to keep it under wraps, but there are some rumors swirling that when we get this announcement next week on February 2nd, which is Wednesday, that we may be hearing that they are the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's about the same as Washington football team.
Yeah, pretty generic, isn't it?
Pretty generic. They don't want to make anybody mad.
Yeah,
so
of
they
course
really
not.
they're limited.
Can't do that based off of your history.
They're saying
play
that
it safe.
They're believing this based on some domain information and like copywriting or getting some names done. So that might be the clue as to them being called this new name.
Yeah, that is where the info is coming from. So some people are saying, I really like it is generic, not quite as generic as Washington football team, but just about. People are saying like this is, if you were to create a team in Madden, this is the name that would come up. It would be the Commanders.
Yeah. Well, they're saying they really wanted to go and that it's safest to go with something kind of more military based.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that is, Washington is known for the military for sure. Now, there is still a chance based off of similar information about domain names that it could be Red Tails instead, which I think people would have a lot more support for. Mm-hmm. It's a little more unique and... That would be alluding to, is it the Tuskegee, the
sure.
Airmen? The Airmen. Remember that? There was a movie about it.
You got it all right. It sounds like you understand it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I have a full grasp on the Airmen. Well, I've been to the Air Force Museum, so I know.
Well, that makes you an expert, doesn't it?
It does. I've
seen
the whole
in the Air Force.
No, I wasn't. I walked through the whole thing. I didn't read any of the placards, but I definitely walked through and saw that planes exist.
Good.
So
good. You really know.
That makes me an expert.
Well, they say that commanders.com, the domain was transferred to a company, the same company the NFL uses for all of their domains. Uh-huh. So they think that the Washington Commanders will be confirmed along with a new uniform on the 2nd.
What if they just did this as as a smoke screen or, just as a trial balloon. That's what it would be.
To see what people thought?
To see if people are going to be happy with it. But, if they did that, they can need a new team because, as in like a new PR team and stuff, because no matter what name you trial balloon out, it's not going to go well.
First, balloons. Second, no, I don't think if they have that much time to like run through some fake names before the real, then they think people care more. So I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. If you're into Washington football team, they say that they might be the Commanders.
Yeah, I just feel that it would kind of, I don't think Commanders is the worst name, but it would kind of suck to be, you're a fan of this team and they changed to Washington football team. You're like, well, this sucks. But hey, at least we'll get a new name one day. And then you get the new name and it's Commanders. It's fine. It's not exactly exciting, but.
I wanted the Armada. That's a strong name.
That is a strong name. I wouldn't want to mess with the Armada.
No, it sounds like a winning football team to me.
Well, then they couldn't possibly choose that.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
What is this viral TikTok you've shared with me, Nikki?
Well, I thought this works nicely with what this show's dealing with today. So I'm back, but Isaiah's gone. He'll return on Monday.
Yeah.
And Isaiah has gone to Florida for the weekend. So this TikTok is a family from Raleigh, North Carolina. I guess the mom followed her 17-year-old son down to Florida because he snuck away to go spend a early spring break with friends.
Yeah.
And they didn't know. So the TikTok is they drove 8 hours to go surprise him on the beach.
Come on, Mom. Come on. What are you doing?
Okay, but hear me out, Hudson. What if you and I today, when the show's over with, go surprise Isaiah on the beach in Florida like the mom did?
You want to drive down?
Well, let's fly down.
Fly?
Let's fly. And we can go meet him.
You think we got enough time to meet him and then come back?
Well, he had enough time to go down to Florida and make it back.
He left a whole day before we did.
He left last night.
Yeah.
So I think we have time.
An hour there. I don't know if it's worth it.
Do you want to be a story?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I want to go viral on TikTok. That's for sure.
I think we need to go to Florida, surprise Isaiah on the beach, and embarrass him.
I don't even care about going viral. I just want to ruin his vacation.
Do you think? Well,
why should we be stuck here? Why does he get to go have all the fun?
Now, Hudson, ruin is a strong word. Would it be so bad if we went down to vacation and we were there with him?
Well, you know what? Like I've mentioned before, he's golfing on this trip. So I don't know. Is that really what we want to do?
I'll ride the car.
Or should we go commandeer his trip and put an end to the golf and make him do something fun with us?
Yeah, you're right. I guess then we won't meet him on the beach like this TikTok did. But instead, we'll meet him on the course.
Might be a little cold for that. Meet him on the course. Meet him. I think he was talking about like a hot tub and stuff. How's that sound?
I have one here, but okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Okay, maybe that is a lot of work just for a small outcome.
Yeah, I don't know what we would do there. I just feel like we'd wind up at Applebee's or something.
And to be honest, Isaiah's not lying. In this situation, she said that her son was caught in another lie.
Well, we don't know. Maybe Isaiah's not in Florida at all. But then how would we find him?
Yeah, we can track him. I'm sure we can.
He might have, we got to keep an eye on his social media and stuff. Maybe we can find him where he truly wound up.
Well, if you are in the Florida area, I know that's a big state, but if you see Isaiah, if not, they just say your Snapchat obviously gives you away a lot of times.
He's in Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh, you know where?
He's golfing. Mm-hmm. So if you're near there, you can go try to surprise Isaiah. Just go on any golf course, start yelling at everybody.
Just start yelling, Isaiah.
Yeah.
Hudson and Nikki are coming. Give him a heads up. We'll be there.
Don't tell him it was us that told you, though.
I just like when your mom's so fed up with you.
Yeah.
That she's willing to drive 8 hours to ruin your early spring break.
It's not the first time that's happened, something tells me.
Sure.
There are some people that shouldn't have their own podcast. And by some people, we mean these people. RadioU's Worst of the Riot podcast.
It is football season, the height of football season, and it's cold outside. So this is perfect timing from Pizza Hut. They are putting out their newest pizza, the Spicy Lovers Pizza.
Oh, it's going to be spicy?
Yeah. Well, I think unless this is for spicy lovers. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's, like you're really you and your special someone have a really great connection. It's really getting spicy. I don't know if that That's not what they mean, is it?
No,
Yeah, right.
I don't think so. It's been a long time since I've had Pizza Hut, but they say this has got a spicy marinara, Hudson.
Yes.
Fiery flakes and sliced red pepper chilies. That's going to be the toppings for their pizza.
Yep, that's what makes it spicy, and then you can get it either as a pepperoni version with two different kinds of pepperoni. Yeah, well, two different kinds though. And they also have the Hawaiian version or a veggie version. And I don't know if it's just because I haven't had pizza in so long.
Does it look good?
But man, and I do like a bit of spice in my life. So this is really hitting me hard seeing the pictures of this.
Oh, yeah, because I've been gone for a while. Thank you, COVID. But Hudson, are you still on your calorie negative diet?
I'm still counting
so
calories.
No pizza?
Yeah, pizza is the one thing, almost anything else I've found, if you really want to make it work, you can. With pizza, there's not a chance. I mean, you could have maybe one slice of pizza, but who does that?
I know. You can have just like the cheese and the topping part.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not pizza. So yeah, I haven't had an opportunity. That is the one thing that is really missing from, a whole month. I've been going on this diet and no pizza.
Well, okay, I'll tell you. Last week from COVID, okay, how much have you lost?
I don't know exactly at the moment, but about 9 pounds.
Okay, so you spent the whole month and you've lost 9 pounds.
That's right.
Okay, just to let you know, last week during COVID for me, I lost 10 pounds.
Oh, come on.
And someone else who's here who also had it lost 15 pounds in 1 week.
Oh my God.
And we weren't even like that sick. So I'm just saying we've lost more weight and I had pizza.
When people say it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
They mean it.
I was just too tired to eat. Yeah. Apparently I snack a lot.
Well, I think you burn calories when you sleep too, right?
Is that it?
I think so.
Well, for Pizza Hut, if you want the spicy lovers pizza, that's their new try. I guess our only disappointment a lot of times is people's perception of what spicy is normally not really spicy because they want more people to enjoy it.
Yeah, well, you missed out. There was a lot of conversation about that when Isaiah and I tried the Diablo Dare sandwich from Arby's.
Oh, from Arby's? Was it hot?
It was pretty hot, and because they were calling it that was a part of the promotion. They're saying exactly what you said. Most fast food places, what they call spicy is not what people actually think is spicy.
Yeah.
But they say it's spicy, but it's really only a little spicy so that everybody can handle it. But that Diablo Dare was actually pretty spicy. I don't think I would be surprised if this spicy lovers pizza from Pizza Hut really is hot. And you know what? It's not just me or you that thinks that. If you look at the comments section as well.
Is it match?
People not impressed. But, if you look on this website, it's called Brand Eating. I recommend anybody go there sometime because it just has all of the food news that we wind up talking about eventually. And it also has a comment section. And nobody, you think we're hard on food stuff.
No one likes anything.
You have to see the comments. People hate every new thing. Don't even look at the McDonald's menu hack stuff that they came out with yesterday.
It's so mean.
It's so mean.
Hudson and Nikki, the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I don't know if you've seen this story about Minnie Mouse, but I'm really glad that you are in for the show today so that I can tell you my opinion on this.
I love to hear when you mansplain to me and tell me about all the details about a woman's thing.
Yes. So this is these are female issues being brought to the forefront, and thankfully I'm here to talk about them.
Yes.
So the news is that for the 30th anniversary of Disneyland Paris, Minnie Mouse and it's also it's Women's History Month in March. So Minnie Mouse is getting a little makeover, as in the iconic Mickey's sweetheart. Mickey Mouse's sweetheart. She's getting a new look.
You don't need to mention Mickey in this. It's about Minnie. Right. What are you doing?
But it's not arguable that Mickey is more famous.
She stands on her own.
You know what? She's had her own shows, her own things going on, but usually she's associated with Mickey, don't you think?
Not in my world. Mickey's associated with her.
Oh, okay. Well, now, you know what, though? She's the one making headlines now, that's for sure, in her own right, because she's displaying a new look. It's going to be rolling out. It's designed by Stella McCartney.
So it replaces the Minnie Mouse dress.
Yeah, she's known, right, for she's got her bow and her dress, right? That's what Minnie Mouse always wears. But as far as I understand it, no longer. She will now be wearing a dark blue and black polka dotted pantsuit with a matching bow.
Ooh, no longer a dress.
No longer a dress. How do you feel about this?
Well, all right. First off, any company, when they do this sort of stuff, they're looking for people to talk about it.
It's working.
It is. I don't care enough, and I'm the one who won't wear dresses. So I like, if this was an Adidas collab, I would totally be into it. Because I wear, like pantsuits and stuff. We wear athleisure.
Sure. So do you feel then that maybe Minnie is now a more accurate representation?
I didn't look at her anyways as a representation.
Why? Because she's a mouse? Or a cartoon?
Yeah. I mean, again,
What?
Disney's expecting too much.
You know what? You probably weren't proud of M&M's for changing the look of their female M&M's either,
No, because I don't wear heels. It doesn't matter.
That's right. That's why they did it, to so that it would be more in line with people like you.
They're saying that Minnie's new outfit is a symbol of progress for a new generation.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, it is whatever.
It's exciting.
Now, I also think that's too much.
What?
It's not exciting. It's just a new outfit.
It's exciting that Minnie is moving into the year 2022. She's moving in. It's very progressive of her.
No, I think Disney needs to realize that. I think, at least for me, okay, the only woman here, okay, between me and you, I don't care about clothes at all. I absolutely don't care about it.
But even you, Nikki, you could understand. Think about how many young girls and even adult women have dressed up to copy Minnie. They treat her as a fashion icon over the years, over the past 93 years.
Well, she's had
a
look.
The look that they are going to copy is going to be different.
But I can't afford anything Disney. I can't afford to go there. Who can afford the real official Disney clothes?
Well,
so
it's not cheap to keep up with fashion.
It's not. So I'll be looking at what is Costco telling me is fashion. That's all I got. That, and like I said, if it's Adidas, I got it.
Well, I think it's a big move for Disney. And after all of this, it's just, I think it's nice for Minnie. She's probably going to be a lot more comfortable now.
Yeah, who wants to wear a dress?
That's what's important.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than help. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, I've got a couple questions that have been percolating in my head for you.
Sure.
I don't know if you have the answer to this one, but do you know why we just have a big box of Qtips in the studio?
We do?
We
over
do.
There?
Yeah, over here in the main studio. And I know I'm just asking now.
Yeah.
But they've been here for a long time.
Well, we used to clean the board with Qtips.
We did.
So like in a radio station, there's boards that sit in front that kind of play the music and you push the buttons and stuff.
Right.
And there's a lot of little tight, small little spaces.
Uh-huh.
And so we used to clean the boards by shoving in Qtips.
When
you know how
you
you're not supposed to like use Qtips in your ears?
I know that.
But you can on the board.
When you say we, who do you mean? Because I never did that.
Well, we're not in charge of cleaning the board, so it's not us.
So it wasn't us, but they are here for that.
They're not there to clean our ears.
It was, I know they were here, but it was brought to my attention while you were gone because every morning Isaiah would walk across, the Qtips are behind me on the desk.
Would he get some?
He would walk behind me on the desk and grab a Qtip and clean his ears.
No, he would not.
Every morning.
Fire him.
What is that? That's a fireable offense?
That's gross.
It's really weird. And he was like showy about it too. He's like, nothing I like better than a good Qtip in the ear.
Oh, that feels like Isaiah.
Wasn't it? It was so bizarre.
Can we put a pin on that and talk about that Monday when he comes back?
100%. There was actually some Qtip talk while you were gone.
That's disgusting.
Although he brought it up, but we didn't bring that up on the show or anything.
These are, like cleaning Qtips for the studio. These are not body cleaning Qtips.
But you know what, too? It was one of those things where, when a traumatic experience is happening to you kind of in the moment.
Yeah.
And you don't even, it hardly even registers. Your body just kind of like locks down. And so that's what was happening. Because in the moment, it was weird, but it wasn't even like, I didn't have it in me to confront him, but now that he's gone,
you know what?
Now I really truly realize how upsetting that really is that he was cleaning his ears in front of me
Hudson,
and making a big deal out of it.
You need to speak up. I didn't know it was so bad while I was gone. I had no idea you were going through that.
That was the rough patch right there that we had to deal with.
Yeah, that's gross.
I also wanted to ask you, Isaiah flew out last night, and we were talking yesterday.
He's in Florida this weekend.
Yeah, he's in Florida for the weekend. We were talking about the worst thing that can happen on a flight. Mm-hmm. What do you think the worst case? No, I mean, obviously there's horrible things, but I know you mean like the plane, you take off and land normally. What's the worst thing that can happen on a flight to you?
I think the two that I saw or I remember the most is one time we were landing, and you know how it's like 20, 30 minutes before you actually land?
Yeah.
But the airline people were all buckled in their like seats.
Uh-huh.
And the person in the row behind me threw up.
Oh no.
All over the walkway, and the lady was just like, hello? And the airline people were like, we're landing. And so like they wouldn't come and help clean it up. And so everybody had to wait, and then everybody behind that line had to step over it when it was time to disembark.
Nope. No,
so
that is...
I think that was like the worst. Or one time some guy, it was actually really sad. He had like a breakdown during the plane. And so he was like hitting his seat, the seat in front of him. He's kind of like losing it for a few minutes. And then he finally calmed down. But for a while there,
After they duct taped him?
No, they didn't duct tape him. That was before duct taping, but it was just enough to really scare you.
Yeah.
And then he calmed down.
That would be freaky. That would be freaky.
I think that's the only two.
I've never had any of those things happen to me. I was just thinking like what we came up with was sitting in the middle seat.
Things like that?
Yeah, right. But no, yours are good too. Yours are much worse because the worst one I could come up with was if you have to talk to a stranger.
Oh, sure.
If you have a talkative person that you don't know sitting beside you.
That's the worst.
That and you, they start talking before you put your headphones in.
Yeah.
That's a tough one
Especially when they then throw up.
Yeah, that makes it all the worse right there. But hey, at least that person waited till the end of the flight.
Well, I was teasing Isaiah because he's in Florida this weekend, and it's a pretty easy flight where we're at.
Yeah,
but he didn't even get a direct flight. Like he had to go to a really long like list of airports to get down to his destination.
And the reason it even came up is because he checked in way late. He was in Group C, Nikki. Can you believe? Can you even imagine?
Gosh.
Being
Can you
in Group
imagine?
C?
Well,
you might as well be taking the bus.
Listen, Isaiah deserves it because he's a Q-tip cleaner.
That's right. That's what he gets. Oh. Somebody on the plane is going to be landing, and then they're going to tell their friends the story of the time they had to sit beside a guy Q-tipping his ears on the plane.
If you've ever asked yourself, just how bad can it get? We've got your answer right here. Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
I don't know if you've ever picked up on this about me, but I am a big planner. I am the type of guy that if I'm on vacation and we're out eating lunch, the discussion at the table is going to be,
what's for dinner?
Where are we going for dinner? Yep.
You're that much of a planner.
Oh, definitely. I think I drive my wife crazy sometimes because we'll be having, like, I'll come home from work and I'll start planning the night. It'll be like, all right, from 5 to 5:45, we'll have dinner. From 5:45 to 6, I'll do the dishes.
Wow.
And it's a music festival or something.
Sure, you have the whole lineup.
Yeah. And but you know what happens at a music festival? Once the one band goes long or doesn't get to start on time,
everything else,
the whole schedule's all thrown off, right? And so that drives me crazy. And if you're a person who's a little bit of a planner as well with your life, if you get one thing thrown off in your life, then all of a sudden it feels like the entire plan is thrown off and nothing can fit into place anymore. But I want to let you know if you feel like that's happened in your life, if you had maybe some ideas of what was going to be or what you wanted to work out and some of the things have started to veer off schedule, it's not too late for the plan to go the way it's supposed to. The thing is, we always have to remember that it's not necessarily always our plan that we're sticking to. Jesus has a plan for your life. And I know that's probably something people get tired of hearing, but it is true that God cares about your life so much that he's planned it out, that he's got some really good stuff for you. And that even if you think out of some of your actions that you've gone off the beaten path, gone off of the plan, or maybe by somebody else's, where just things aren't going the way that you expected them to, or the way you think God wants them to go, or whatever, it's not too late. God can get things back on schedule. He is the great music festival organizer.
He keeps the bands all on track.
Yeah, there's not any sound checks that run too long with God. He has everything under control. So if you want to get your life back on track, if you want to get back on the plan, God's going to help you. Jesus will do that for you. And all you need to do is say, hey, God, I just want to get things back on track. I want to be heading in the direction where I'm supposed to be. I want your help with that. And God will walk with you every single day to make sure that you're staying on the best path that you can, the best plan that you can. If you're ready for that, check out RadioU.com/free gift. That's a great place to start.
There's no fresh by date because it was spoiled when they made it. Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
We have here the list of the next round of new emojis. Are you excited?
Yay, I guess.
You love emojis, don't you?
I don't mind, but I think a lot of us stick with our same ones.
Yeah.
So we don't branch out too often to where I don't even sometimes remember when they put new ones out.
Yeah, they don't really. I know we hear the news stories, but the news stories are always before they actually show up.
Yeah.
And then who knows when they actually wind up on your phone. So, but this is what you can look forward to whenever they wind up coming to your phone. If you're already somebody who has iOS 15.4 beta.
That's when these come?
Yeah, you should already have these. Let's see. So there's a smiley face that's melting.
Okay.
I kind of like that. There's a smiley face that is watching, like they have their hands covering their eyes, but like they're looking through their fingers. Like they can't watch, but they're watching.
I think what I'm going to enjoy more than the emojis is hearing you describe each one. Right. That's my favorite part.
How about the emoji that is saluting?
Yeah, okay, that works.
That. There is a biting lip emoji, like just a mouth that's biting its lip. There's a finger pointing directly at you, like Uncle Sam would do. There's two hands making a heart. Any of these appealing to you?
Are those kidney beans?
Yeah, what kind of beans are they?
Why do we need the emoji for kidney beans?
You never know. You say now, why would I need that? But one day.
Next time you make an order, you can put that on there like, no beans. I do not want any beans.
Well, then they need to make an emoji where it's beans, but it's got the red
It's got
circle.
the X in it.
Yeah, with the X around it. I don't know. I was thinking about this. When is the last time you went to use an emoji and you're like, I got to look up, how you can search for emojis on your phone.
Yeah.
And you search and they didn't have what you were looking for. Has that ever happened in the history of anyone's life?
I know that there's a couple of food ones.
Yeah.
But
kidney beans?
Well, now that fixes that one.
Yeah.
For all my kidney bean texts that I make for people. Now, outside of it, I mean, you just make do with what you can find that's close enough to it.
Yeah. The one that always trips me up is I don't think there's a lot of equal representation in emoji faces when it comes to teeth.
Oh, really?
They all have nice teeth.
Well, you want to show some different ones
Yeah,
then?
I think we need some buck teeth, some with just teeth randomly missing, some that would represent, how children, when they start to lose teeth at like 8 years old, and so it's all snaggletooth.
I know they feel like they want to make sure everybody's represented.
Yeah,
and all
they're
the
failing is what they're doing.
Emojis, but you can only, before it gets too many emojis, we can't have everybody.
I think we're well past that.
You think so?
The mere fact that you have to search for an emoji to find it means that there's too many.
Well, there's a few that I'm not entirely sure of what they are.
Yeah, I'm with you.
As we learn the new emojis and as those are released, if you get your next update for iOS, you'll be able to figure them out and communicate better.
Yeah, of course.
With all your family and friends.
The one other thing is that as I see these new emojis.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What's the ogre-looking guy like on the? He's got like a staff. What's that?
Yeah, what is that?
Is that Star Wars or is that a movie?
I kind of looks like the troll that lives under the bridge or something.
But he has a sash.
Yeah.
So is that like?
Is it supposed to be some kind of specific something? It doesn't look like it.
I can't tell. Does he have a longer nose? That's the one emoji. I'm not sure what's going on there.
That is confusing to say the least. I just think it is surprising when you see these emojis, and sometimes you see them when they come up with the new ones, and you're like, I'm surprised they didn't have that already. So I guess there is still some emojis out there that we do still need that we haven't gotten yet.
But remember, and we're all happy about this, they have kidney beans now.
Yes.
I think it's kidney beans.
It's going to be an MVP in your emoji
That's
list.
going to be a frequently used section one for the end of your time.
Yep.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.